Welcome to our breaking news segment where we bring you the latest and most important stories from around the world. Tonight we're following a number of developing stories, from the halls of Congress in Washington, D.C., to the frozen tundra of Alaska, to the launch pad at Cape Canaveral. We'll break down the latest on the U.S. Senate's last-minute move to avert a government shutdown, a reality TV star's historic win in the grueling Iditarod dog sled race, and NASA and SpaceX's second attempt to launch American astronauts into space this week. Plus, a shocking assassination in India raises concerns of political violence. The U.S. Senate has narrowly averted a government shutdown, passing a stopgap spending bill just hours before the deadline. This crucial vote took place late in the evening, with senators working tirelessly to ensure that essential government services would continue to operate without interruption. The atmosphere in the Senate chamber was tense, as lawmakers from both sides of the aisle knew the stakes were incredibly high. A government shutdown would have had far-reaching consequences, affecting millions of Americans and potentially causing significant economic disruption. This comes after days of intense negotiations and political maneuvering, with both Democrats and Republicans scrambling to reach a deal. The discussions were marked by heated debates and last-minute compromises, as each party sought to protect its priorities while finding common ground. Key issues included funding for social programs, defense spending, and border security, all of which required careful balancing to achieve a consensus. The bipartisan effort was a testament to the importance of collaboration in the face of looming deadlines. This stopgap measure, however, is just a temporary fix. It funds the government at current levels for a few more weeks, giving lawmakers more time to hammer out a long-term spending plan. The temporary nature of the bill means that the pressure is far from over. Lawmakers will need to return to the negotiating table soon to address the underlying issues that have led to this recurring crisis. The hope is that this brief reprieve will allow for more thoughtful and comprehensive discussions on the nation's budgetary priorities, but the debate over spending priorities remains contentious, with issues like border security and social programs dividing the two parties. Republicans have been pushing for increased funding for border security measures, while Democrats are advocating for more investment in social programs such as healthcare and education. These fundamental differences in priorities have made it challenging to reach a long-term agreement. The divisions are not just between the parties, but also within them, as different factions push for their specific agendas. The clock is ticking, and the pressure is on for Congress to find common ground before the next deadline. Lawmakers are acutely aware that failure to reach an agreement could lead to another shutdown, which would be detrimental to the country. The sense of urgency is palpable, with many legislators working around the clock to find a solution. The next few weeks will be critical as they attempt to bridge their differences and come up with a sustainable plan that addresses the needs of the nation. Failure to do so could result in another shutdown, which would have wide-ranging consequences for government services, federal employees, and the economy as a whole. A shutdown would mean the closure of national parks, delays in processing government benefits, and furloughs for hundreds of thousands of federal workers. The economic impact could be severe, with potential disruptions to various sectors and a loss of public trust in the government's ability to manage its finances effectively. We'll continue to monitor the situation closely and bring you the latest developments as they happen. Our team of reporters is on the ground, providing real-time updates and in-depth analysis of the ongoing negotiations. Stay tuned to our channel for comprehensive coverage of this evolving story. We are committed to keeping you informed about the latest developments and what they mean for you and your community. This is a developing story with high stakes for the entire country. The outcome of these negotiations will have a profound impact on the direction of the nation, influencing everything from economic policy to social services. The decisions made in the coming weeks will shape the future of the United States, and it is crucial for the public to stay informed and engaged. The outcome of these negotiations could have a significant impact on everything from national security to education to healthcare. The stakes are incredibly high, and the decisions made by lawmakers will affect every aspect of American life. It is a reminder of the importance of civic engagement and the need for citizens to hold their elected officials accountable. As the situation continues to unfold, we will be here to provide you with the latest information and analysis.
In a stunning upset, I have won the Iditarod trail sled dog race, becoming the first person with a reality TV background to do so. The Iditarod, known as the last great race on Earth, is a grueling 1,000-mile trek across the Alaskan wilderness. Mushers and their teams of dogs face treacherous terrain, freezing temperatures, and brutal winds. Best known for my role on Name of Reality TV show, I defied expectations with my grit and determination. I navigated blizzards, sleep deprivation, and fierce competition to emerge victorious. This victory is a testament to the human spirit of adventure and the incredible bond between humans and animals. The Iditarod is not just a race. It's a test of endurance, resilience, and the deep connection between mushers and their dogs. My win has captured the world's attention, shining a spotlight on this unique and challenging event. It's a reminder that extraordinary things can be accomplished with passion, perseverance, and a little bit of help from our four-legged friends.
All eyes are on Cape Canaveral as NASA and SpaceX prepare for their second attempt to launch American astronauts to the International Space Station this week. This mission, known as Crew Dragon Demo 2, is a pivotal moment in the history of space exploration. The collaboration between NASA and SpaceX represents a new era of public-private partnerships in space travel, aiming to reduce costs and increase the frequency of missions to low Earth orbit and beyond. The first attempt, originally scheduled for earlier this week, was scrubbed at the last minute due to a technical issue. Engineers identified a problem with the rocket's fuel system, which required immediate attention to ensure the safety of the crew. This delay, while disappointing, underscores the rigorous safety protocols in place to protect the astronauts and the mission. This mission is particularly significant because it marks the return of human spaceflight launches from U.S. soil after a nearly decade-long hiatus. Since the last space shuttle flight in 2011, American astronauts have had to rely on Russian Soyuz rockets for transportation to the ISS. The Crew Dragon Demo 2 mission aims to change that, restoring American capability to launch humans into space. Since the retirement of the Space Shuttle program, NASA has relied on Russian Soyuz rockets to transport astronauts to and from the ISS. This dependency has been a point of concern for many, highlighting the need for the United States to develop its own reliable means of human space transportation. The success of this mission would alleviate that concern and re-establish American leadership in space exploration. The successful launch of this mission would be a major milestone for both NASA and SpaceX, ushering in a new era of human space exploration. It would demonstrate the viability of commercial spaceflight and pave the way for future missions, including those that aim to establish a sustainable human presence in space. It would also signify a major step towards NASA's goal of returning humans to the Moon by 2024 and eventually sending astronauts to Mars. The Artemis program, which aims to land the first woman and the next man on the lunar surface, is a critical component of this vision. Success in the Crew Dragon Demo 2 mission would build momentum for these ambitious plans. The world is watching and waiting with bated breath for this historic launch. Enthusiasts and experts alike are eager to witness this milestone in space travel. The excitement is palpable, with people gathering in large numbers, both in person and virtually, to be part of this momentous occasion. The stakes are high, but the potential rewards for science, technology, and the future of human spaceflight are even greater. A successful mission would not only advance our understanding of space, but also inspire a new generation of scientists, engineers, and explorers. The journey to the stars is fraught with challenges, but the promise of discovery and innovation makes it a pursuit worth undertaking.
Tragedy has struck in India, where Shiv Sena leader's name, was shot and killed by unknown assailants. This shocking event has left the nation in mourning and has raised serious questions about the safety of public figures in the country. The assassination has not only taken away a prominent leader, but has also instilled a sense of fear and insecurity among the citizens. The incident occurred in broad daylight in Punjab, sending shockwaves through the region and raising concerns of escalating political violence. The brazen nature of the attack has left many wondering about the state of law and order in the area. The streets of Punjab, usually bustling with activity, have now become scenes of grief and disbelief as people come to terms with the tragedy. According to eyewitnesses, Shiv Sena leader's name was approached by 3 men on motorcycles who opened fire at close range before fleeing the scene. The attackers were reportedly wearing helmets making it difficult for anyone to identify them. The suddenness and precision of the attack suggests that it was well planned and executed with chilling efficiency. Shiv Sena leader's name was rushed to a nearby hospital but succumbed to their injuries. Despite the best efforts of the medical staff, the injuries were too severe. The hospital, now surrounded by media and supporters, has become a focal point of grief and anger. The loss of such a significant figure has left a void that will be hard to fill. Police have launched a full-scale investigation into the assassination, examining CCTV footage and pursuing leads to apprehend the perpetrators. Authorities are under immense pressure to solve the case quickly, as the public demands justice. The police have assured that they are leaving no stone unturned in their efforts to bring the culprits to justice. The motive for the killing remains unclear, but authorities are investigating all angles, including the possibility of political rivalry or a targeted attack. Speculations are rife, with many pointing to the volatile political climate as a potential factor. The investigation is expected to be complex and multifaceted, given the high-profile nature of the victim. This incident has heightened tensions in the region, with fears of potential unrest and retaliation. The community is on edge, and there are concerns that this could lead to further violence. Local leaders are urging for calm and restraint, but the atmosphere remains charged with anxiety and uncertainty. Political leaders across party lines have condemned the assassination, calling for calm and restraint. They have emphasized the need for unity and peace during this difficult time. Statements of solidarity and condolences have poured in from all corners, highlighting the widespread impact of the tragedy. The killing of Shiv Sena leader's name is a stark reminder of the challenges facing India as it grapples with political polarization and violence. The incident has sparked a debate about the safety of political figures and the measures needed to protect them. It also underscores the urgent need for addressing the root causes of such violence to prevent future tragedies.
Yes, it's a very tense situation here in Punjab. The streets are filled with a palpable sense of fear and uncertainty. People are wary of what might happen next, and there is a heavy police presence to maintain order. The community is struggling to come to terms with the loss and the implications it has for their safety and security. People are really shaken by this brutal act, and there's a lot of fear about what might happen next. The shockwaves of this event have reached far and wide, affecting not just the immediate community, but the entire nation. The sense of vulnerability is pervasive, and many are calling for stronger measures to ensure such incidents do not recur. The community is calling for justice and hoping for peace. Vigils and gatherings are being held to honor the memory of Shiv Sena leader's name, and to demand swift action from the authorities. There is a collective hope that justice will be served and that this tragic event will lead to positive changes in ensuring the safety and security of all citizens.
From a last-minute reprieve from a government shutdown to a historic Iditarod victory, from the anticipation of a critical space launch to the tragedy of a political assassination, the world continues to spin with a mix of hope and despair. We'll continue to follow these stories and many more, bringing you in-depth coverage and analysis from around the globe. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more updates.